Hi, this is Jen Pellingra. Today, I want to talk to you about stress. I would like to illustrate for you the actual anatomy of stress, a basic diagram of what goes on in your body when you experience stress. You might find it interesting. Before I do that, I just want to say this. Stress is this prevalent buzzword thing that seems to be everywhere. And when you tell someone that you're stressed out, they don't really act surprised. And they just kind of nod their head like, yeah, I know. Here's the thing. Stress and the feelings of stress, no matter what it is, are not normal. They're not okay. They're not appropriate to most of the things we're stressed out about. Stress is usually not an appropriate response to whatever we're dealing with at the time. Stress is not and should not be a normal way of going through life. Before I started this video, my tripod broke. I had to tape it and put it on a box. This thing wasn't functioning, and I couldn't find a fucking black Sharpie pen. And I just wanted to get pissed at my boyfriend for taking all the Sharpie pens. I definitely felt tense, I definitely felt annoyed, and I definitely felt irritated, and it's also hot out. A little bit of stress. This isn't good. We are so wired to our stress response, we don't even know we're experiencing it anymore. But once again, it's not normal. It's not okay, and it has to stop. Unless you are under absolute imminent threat of physical danger, or in a serious physical situation where you need to rip a car off somebody, stress doesn't belong in you at all. Okay, so good. Number one. So your nervous system is comprised of 37 miles of nerves, nerve tissue, and nerve fibers, okay? Now, the nervous system is broken down into two parts. The first one is the somatic nervous system, somatic. The somatic nervous system is the part of the body where, you touch a hot fire and you're like, oh, and you stop touching it because you felt pain. It's a sensory perception and usually responded by a physical motion. The impulses touch the body. They go into the brain. The brain activates, sending nerve impulse down through the body into your muscles, causing them to react. Okay? Straightforward, very simple. We deal with this every second of the day. So that's one entire branch of the nervous system. There's a whole other nervous system. This one is autonomic. It goes on without us even being consciously aware of it. You're aware of the fire you're touching, going, but you're not always aware of, your organ functions, metabolic processes of just shit going down inside. You're not aware, consciously thinking about it. You're like, my nephrons are really out of control right now. That's why it's autonomic. It happens automatically. What happens is stimulus. Here comes stimulus of any kind. Then back to your brain. Your brain gets input and then sends nerve impulses through your body, just like in the somatic nervous system. But this time, instead of just going to the muscles, it's going to your organs. Your heart, your adrenal glands, and then your adrenal glands, and all your organs, making things happen, making you live. Isn't that pretty? All right. Now, here's where things get really, really, really important. This is the stuff you really need to know. Autonomic nervous system can be further broken down into two parts. Okay? These are the words everyone needs to know. Sympathetic. Sympathetic? See, I'm having this day. And the other one is parasympathetic. I don't know if you can see this. Sympathetic, parasympathetic. Very important. Now, two different branches of the autonomic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system lords over, controls, and rules stress. Stress has its own entire nervous system. Then, what do you know? Thank God, got your back, parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system controls relaxation. Relaxation has its own nervous system. It's got its own electrical current. It's got its own thing going on. Its own thing. Two separate things. You're either in stress or rest and digest. You're never in both. Okay? Now, listen. If you've ever had a massage, ever, especially one from me, you know how you feel when you're done with that massage. That's this. Okay? If you're not feeling like that, you're here. Understand? If you're not here, you're here. You're either here or you're fucking here, okay? And this is bad. This isn't good. You know what? Excuse me. This actually is good. Sometimes. It's good if a tiger attacks you. It's good for it's really good for predators. If this is happening to you, then you want sympathetic nervous system on your side. This is going to help you beat the shit out of one of these things or run away. Stress is also good if there's a shark tank and you need to lift it off a small child. That's what stress is good for. Stress is not good for answering the phone. It's not good for talking things out with your boyfriend or girlfriend. This is not good for meetings and situations. This isn't good for waking up in the morning. This isn't good for getting ready for work. This isn't good for doing your job or living your life. This isn't good for driving. Oh, I have a whole other thing about driving the car. And this. Oh my God. This isn't good for shopping or having a wedding or moving or public speaking or all those things that create incredible amounts of stress because you're not in immediate attack. Now, here comes the fun part where I get to tell you why these things are the way they are.